What's up, everyone? Thrift Behringer here live from Mike and Ed's Barbecue. It's another episode of the Glenwood Coaches Show with Ryan Nelson, the head football coach of the Gators, who is now 3-1 on the season, 2-0 in region play. Coach, thank you as always for letting us be here.
Always, dog.
Love getting some barbecue. You can smell their butts for miles, and I look forward to this every single Monday night, man. I love getting me some Mike and Ed's barbecue.
Look, first and foremost, I've got to shout out Mike and Ed's and Chase Cook today. It's my man's 40th birthday today,
there we
man.
go.
It's my man's 40th birthday, so
All right.
got to shout him out as always. Tell him thank you so much, man. But Chase, happy birthday, man. 40. It's going to look good on you, buddy.
Coach, you're almost at the 40.
I am 40. I'm almost 41 now, so I hit that last year.
Yeah, love it, man. All right, let's get into it, dude. Childersburg, 2-hour drive. First time, as Coach Fanning says, we're traveling to the team with the Cincinnati logo.
That's right.
Because that's what it looked like. Incredible facilities. I'll let you talk about that, but talk about the experience and your team getting the big win.
Man, just a phenomenal road trip for us. You know, that's one thing I was worried about with this team, because always when you take your first one on, a 2-hour plus road trip, how are we going to respond? So can't be just more satisfied how our team handled it maturity-wise. And the class we showed, we might have went to the best pregame meal I've ever been to. We go down to Childersburg and we go to a restaurant called Batter Up, and a lady named Dusty took care of us. But we had 10-ounce New York strip steak. We had baked potatoes. We had salads. We had green beans. She gave the coaches one of her special desserts. I forgot what it was called, but it was phenomenal. So that set the kind of the day off, perfect for us. And then, just getting to the ball game, like you said. The facilities were great for our kids, and I challenge our kids all week, just get out the locker room. And I think that's the biggest thing for us the last 3 weeks is we've came out of the locker room in the first quarter or the first half and played really, really good football. And we had a lot of guys do a lot of great things. So just very, very excited about how our kids handled the trip, just the maturity level of our kids. So we got 4 or 5 more road trips this year, so hopefully we can continue to build off that. But happy way we played, for sure.
49-12 was the final score. Another dominant performance. That is 3 consecutive games of winning by double digits or more. Since that, again, first half of Valley, lights out football, it seems like you've been playing so far. I know you're proud of your team, but that's just 1 week. You got to move forward. But let's talk about Jalen Stanley. Another week, he's getting more and more comfortable within the Ryan Nelson offense.
Oh, yeah, Jalen had another great game. Very efficient. Had a few throws early in the game that I wasn't happy about, but he finally got his feet back up on him, and ended, I think, 14 of 16 for 247 yards and 3 touchdowns.
That's pretty good, Coach.
Yeah, really good. And when I say, I'm a perfectionist, so we throw in the quick game and the RPO game. It's just more or less throwing the ball to spots where our receivers can catch it on the move and make plays, so that the balls ain't behind them and things like that. But he had some big time throws for us the other night. He hit the first one to Cam Dawson on a 2nd and long, 4 verticals going down the middle of the field. So Cam had a really good catch, and then he hit Cal on the next one, which Cal had a phenomenal game, 5 catches for 121 yards, I think it was, and a touchdown.
Come on, man.
So great game for him. And then, Carter Judah also. Carter Judah probably had his best game of the year. I think only 6 carries, but, we didn't really run him much in the second half, but 6 carries for 121 yards and 3 tutties. So, he's able to get in the end zone 3 times. So, and then we had other guys offensively. Cam Dawson had a touchdown, like I said. Cal had a touchdown. Asher Long coming back, first ball game.
Nice.
And just another phenomenal, great athlete that we got that plays both sides of the ball. And so he got a couple of touches offensively too. So he's another piece of the puzzle. We're happy to have back. He starts for us in the secondary too. So great player. Zayden had another good game. Made a really, really good catch on top of their safety, went up and got a ball. So just a lot of production with our skill guys. Offensive line, again, played really good. Davis Liddon, Ethan Henderson, A.C. Carter, Brandon Niles, Hunter Hall, Cooper Favor. So, shout out to all those guys. They've got a lot better, like we talked about last week, every single week. Shout out to Coach Martin, shout out to Coach Nelson for continuing to just bring that group along. And, they just hopefully we can continue to get better and better and better. But I kind of like, as we say this every week, our offense did, really good. We didn't punt the ball at one time.
Right.
But my goodness, our defense.
Elite,
my God. We held another team under 100 yards. Noah Klein with 12 tackles, had 4 tackles for loss. Josiah Clark, 7 tackles, 3 tackles for loss. Tyler Clarity, 7 tackles, 2 tackles for loss. Clyde Edwards, 5 tackles. So, everybody's contributing to the piece of the pie. Tyler Clarity with an interception in the second quarter. I just can't say enough about how we're flying
That's
around
awesome,
defensively.
man.
We kind of made a change in our front. We, kind of went more to what I call a bear front. We put the big AC at nose, and then put the other two big guys, Brandon Niles and Caden Karakutis, at our 4-eye or our B-gap players. And it was a good change up for us. So we're kind of playing around rotational wise, week to week. Probably going to move those guys around this week, kind of how Beulah's offensive line. So just trying to figure out the pieces to the puzzle every single week, and every week it may change depending on who we play. And so I just can't say enough about our defense staff. And the thing I love the most about us defensively is we're running to the football and we're tackling. So, after kind of the first half of Valley, we really did a good job of tackling and just getting to the ball and getting a lot of hats around the ball.
Yeah, Coach. And I think two things I've taken away these last couple of weeks is the physicality part and dominate inside the trenches.
Yes.
How important has that progression been to get your football team where you want them to be by season's end?
Well, I think I told you after the Valley game, we've got to do two things as a program in our football. We got to run the football,
Yes.
and we got to find ways to stop the run.
Yep.
So I think, that's been evident that we've done the last 3 weeks. Now, have we thrown the ball? Yes. Have we been able to get, production through the air? Yes. But, you go back and look at things, Elba and B.B. Comer, and last week, our run game has been there, and that's been a staple. So, we're forcing people to come down and play in the box on us, and then Jalen's able to go find the guys that are open and get the ball to them. But that's what it's about. You got to stop the run. It may be in high school football, it may be college football, maybe pro football, but the teams that are successful on both sides of the ball are the teams that can stop the run and run the football.
49-12, what's the final score? A great win over Childersburg. And we'll talk about the big week coming up this week because it's homecoming week, Coach. Beulah comes to town. The A team's going to be calling the game. It's the game of the week on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll preview that one here on the Glenwood Coaches Show, live from Mike and Ed's, right here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
For the big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers. For the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists. For long-distance love. For the farsighted, nearsighted. For introverts and extroverts. For the thinkers and the doers. For old friends. Coca-Cola. For everyone.
Are you looking for a powerful new Chevrolet or GMC truck and a great deal? Check them out side by side at Glenn Smith in Opelika. Take your choice of new Chevrolet and GMC 1500 trucks discounted up to $12,000 off. Chevy and GMC heavy-duty trucks discounted up to $7,000 off. People from all over the USA save at Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC in Opelika, Alabama. Get ready to smile.
I'm always on the go. But with the Kinetic Credit Union app, Kinetic is always with me. The Kinetic mobile app is virtual banking at its best. With the Kinetic mobile app, I can easily send and receive money, make a deposit, pay some bills, and I can even open up a new account, all from my phone. And I can monitor all my accounts in one place, all on the go. The Kinetic mobile app, energized banking at its best.
Kinetic Credit Union, the energy for your dreams.
Imagine a life-changing injury. Imagine the fear and unknown. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team, the only physicians in the area with advanced certification in orthopedic sports medicine, treats sports injuries with innovative techniques. The Houston Clinic has helped nearly 1 million athletes live without pain. Imagine getting back in the game. Imagine the best game of your life. The Houston Clinic Sports Medicine Team.
Welcome back to the Glenwood Coach Show, live from Mike and Ed's Barbecue. Coach, we're playing Beulah this week. It's homecoming. I know there's a lot of festivities. We'll talk about that here in just a moment. But last year, one of the best games of the season, I thought, was the game against Beulah. It went back and forth, high-scoring affair. Really well-coached team. What are you looking forward to this year?
Well, again, like you said last year, it was a really, really, really good football game over there. And thank God their quarterback's not back because he is a really good player, or was a really good player.
He was a nightmare to handle.
Yeah, and then their kicker was really good. I mean, that guy, he get bombing. Best I've seen probably in a long time in high school football. And but no, they are very, very well coached. Coach Corson, obviously now is their new head coach. He was the defense coordinator last year. He does a really good job with them fundamentally. And then I think their head coach from last year still involved in the program. He was more of their offensive guy. So I think he just kind of took a step back from being the head coach. And I think he's still involved with their offense, still doing some things over there. So they got some weapons too. Number 2 and number 5, are good players. Both of them are speedy guys. Quarterback can really throw the deep ball. So it's kind of one of these, it was a weird deal, they're last week against Lee Scott, you turn the film on and it's like the whole first quarter, Beulah just dominates the game. And it's a 10-0 ball game.
Yeah.
And then, Lee Scott hits a big play on them on a little sweep play and scores a touchdown. Then Beulah turns the ball over and Lee Scott scores again. Then they turn the ball over again, they score again. So it was kind of almost like the bubble busted a little bit, and they kind of ran away. And when you look at the film and the score, they kind of don't match up. But Lee Scott got some touchdowns in the second half on them. But Beulah's got a good football team, and they got beat by Dayville the week before. And like I told you, Dayville's really good.
They're pretty good now.
And I saw them play Beulah yesterday, watching a lot of film. It's the first time I've seen Dayville on film, and Dayville's got a lot of speed also. So they've played some really good competition. Lynette is another team they played that beat them pretty good. It's got a lot of speed. They beat Lochapoka, which I know Lochapoka's got a lot of athletes. We saw them this summer. So they've played some really fast teams, some really good teams. And so we know we're expecting going to get their best. We know that we're going to expect for them to play really well. So we just got to combat that and do the same thing and figure out how to play. And always, as a coach, it's homecoming week, so you got a lot of distractions going on and a lot of things like that. So really had to talk to our club and our team today about, kind of handling that. And, when we're in the building, it's got to be about, Beulah, it's got to be about Glenwood football and what we can do to get better. And then, when we're out of the building, the powder puff, the motorcade, all the other stuff, the festivities that go with homecoming, I want them to enjoy it because, for 17 of them, they're seniors, this will be it for them. So, as a coach, you got to kind of balance it out and you want them to have fun, but we still have to be ready to play because the ultimate goal is for us to find a way to be 3-0 in this region. And if we can go 1-0 this Friday, we're 3-0. It puts us back in the driver's seat. Yeah, we got 3 left, but now we have a chance to, if we can win a few more after this one, then go play for a region championship. So, just kind of just doing what we do week to week. And, we started with preparation today and just a lot of install of what they do and trying to install some new things for us offensively. Or not really new things, just some tweaks here and there. So, but again, like you said, they're very well coached, and we got to be ready to play.
It's 8 o'clock when the kickoff's going to be 7:45. Countdown to kickoff. It is on the Georgia Alabama Sports Live main page and YouTube channel. It's our game of the week. Coach, cannot wait to showcase your Gators. Trying to go to 4-1 on the season, 3-0 region play. You keep talking about homecoming. In the end, Coach, this is still 16, 17, 18 years old. I know you keep preaching that, but are there any measures or you want to just make sure, guys, y'all got to be able to police yourselves, knowing all the stuff that's going on leading up to this game? You do. They have to police themselves. But, for me, it gets us so much out of routine. Friday mornings, we get up thrift, and at 7:20, we eat team prayer breakfast every Friday together. And that's anybody from the cheerleaders to the coaches to the families, like all of our kids are there. And obviously we have the wives there too and the football team. But for me, that's like one of the biggest things is seeing everybody that we're about to go to war with first thing that morning. Make sure everybody's in line, make sure everybody's out of the bed, make sure everybody's, got the same mindset that we got to go win a football game. So now that's not going to happen, but you're going to have these 16, 17-year-old kids in our motorcade, which I will say ever since I've been in Glenwood, it's one of the most special things I've seen a high school do. It's really cool. And we've been going down to the Piggly Wiggly down here, coming down past the Sonic and all that kind of stuff. They're having some road work on some of the roads, so I think we're going to have to change it. And I think now we're going from the airport field to Little League fields over there by Moon Lake and kind of coming up there by the fire department. So we're going to kind of alternate routes it, but then we're going to get back on Somerville Road, come down where Publix and all that kind of stuff is, so normal. But that is a really unique and neat thing our school does. And when we just line up cars and trucks and trailers. I was a part of it, 2011. Man, it's amazing. So that is something special that these kids get to experience. So I really am glad they get to experience this and enjoy that. But as a coach, it's just kind of, once we get in there, simmering everything down. And when we get in there after the pep rally 7th period, just really trying to focus on playing football. So hopefully we'll enjoy it. And hopefully we'll have them this week like we're supposed to. And, be ready to play at 8 o'clock on Friday. That's the most important thing. No doubt about it, man. It's going to be a lot of fun at the Swamp. Coach, preparation with this team? Are we same old, same old? We're trying to run the football. We'll get it out to our playmakers when we need to be, or do you feel like you're having to change up some things, knowing what Beulah's bringing in, and maybe even more so defensively too?
Yeah, I mean, obviously week to week, your game plan does change, you know, and it may be 1 week they're in this defense or they're doing this offensively. I will say Beulah posed a lot of different things offensively for us, where they're going to get in all kind of different formation, whether it be, you know, 5 wides, whether it be quads, whether it be 2 tights, whether it be 2 backs, whether it be, you know, just standing old doubles and trip sets. So they get a lot of formation, some bunch stuff. And like I said, 2 and 5 are really good players, and they try to find ways to get them guys the ball in the perimeter. They'll take their deep shots. They had 2 or 3 deep shots open last week against Lee Scott. A couple other deep shots they dropped against Dayville. So they're going to take their shots, and they're really hard to defend offensively because they do so much. So, and then defensively, man, I've probably watched 6 different games on them, whether it be last year and this year, and they do a lot defensively too. They get in a lot of different fronts. So you really got to figure out, you know, what your game plan. It's not so much about, you know, throw and run. It's more, in my eyes, you know, what they're going to do and how we're going to have to attack what they do. And so, and then, you know, in football, you can come up with this great game plan. And it's happened to me a lot of times younger in my career with this great game plan. And you prepare for it all week. And then you get out there the first series and they come out and do completely something different. And a lot of times while I was at other schools, that would seem like the thing that every week to week we come out and prepare for this. And then open possession, they come out on the defense we hadn't seen them play all year. So you got to be able to adjust, and you got to be able to see, you know, trust your eyes out there. So that's the most important thing is, you know, figuring out what they're doing early in the game, and then just, you know, using our system to combat what they're doing.
Well, can't wait for it, Coach. Can't wait to be there. I can't wait to be on the call. And it's a big one, Coach. You need to get this win. You want to go to 3-0. You got Wadley next week, and then when October gets here, that is contender month. That is make or break month for the Glenwood Gators at Randolph County. Lee Scott, Sylacauga. These are Dadeville. These are really good programs that could really decide if you're going to make the playoffs or not, Coach. Right. You need to get to that point as good as you can. So looking forward to Friday night. Yep. Where's your message to the community? Why do they need to come out to the Swamp on Friday night?
Well, alumni is homecoming. So
you better come out, man.
Yeah, come support. You know, first off, come see your old classmates.
Hey, come on now.
And come back and see.
That's another reason why I wanted to be on the call.
Yeah,
Coach.
come see your old school. A lot of it has changed if you ain't been there in the last few years, and then come support the guys. I said, man, these guys out there, it's 95, 96 degrees out there at 3 and we're in the middle of September. And, you know, we're in week 5. That's what's so crazy. And,
unbelievable, man.
It's unreal. That's what I told the team last. Like, y'all understand, we play Friday, half the season's over with. But our guys are still showing up in the mornings. Our guys are still showing up at practice. Our guys are still giving the effort that we have to try to do everything we can to be a successful football team. And up until this point, we've been successful this year. So we're 3-1, trying to go 4-1. So come support these guys, man. They play their tails off for you. And, you know, our football team is starting to come together. And that's one thing that I've preached the last 2 weeks is I've seen so many of our kids pulling for each other. And in this day and age, in this society, a lot of times these kids, they're selfish. They want to shine like the other person wants to shine. So sometimes, you know, when you get these teams that are real just selfless, and it don't matter who gets to shine, but the team wins, that's your teams that can come together and do something really special. And that's what I'm hoping our team, we got a close-knit bunch, and I'm just hoping we can continue to have success and that our guys will continue to believe in team more than me, most importantly, and give everything they got for our school and our program.
Well, can't wait. It's Friday night, 7:45, countdown to kickoff, 8 o'clock from the Swamp. It's Glenwood, it's Beulah. This has been the Glenwood Coach Show live from Mike and Ed's Barbecue. Chase Cook, he's a man, he's 40 now. Happy birthday, man. We'll see you next time on the Glenwood Coaches Show.